Mobley, Cunningham, Barnes. Welcome back to Sound the Siren. I'm Xavier.
I'm Dylan. Welcome back to another episode. We are nearly at the time of the playoffs, and hence the regular season is completed. So we have our award predictions ready to go in the barrel. I'm just going to start it off immediately, Zave. Who is your coach of the year, or your top three candidates first?
So my top three candidates for coach of the year, Monty Williams, oh my God, I don't even know who it is. The Grizzlies coach.
Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah, Taylor Jenkins, and oh my God, Udoka from the Celtics. So
Yep.
I think all three of those have, as well as the Cavs, those four teams have been the teams that have been like either real big improvers or just like the absolute dominant team for the whole year. I did have some stats on the Phoenix Suns for the year. They set obviously a franchise record. They were the only team that had a better away record than every single team's home record. And that was another thing that I found incredible. They had the most wins. Obviously, as I said, a franchise record. So they've been really, really, really good all year, and I think Monty Williams deserves to win it for that reason.
I'll go with Monty Williams, Taylor Jenkins, and Eric Spoelstra. I feel like he's a little under the radar. They've been plagued for at least a quarter of the season and was still able to compile 53 wins and remain the first seed. The winner I have is Monty Williams as well. The Phoenix Suns are just brilliant to watch. Every aspect of them is just team related and based on ball movement and everything related to it. So I have Monty Williams winning it, but Taylor Jenkins as well. Ja Morant has just grown into a potential MVP candidate next year, if not already this year. So they're my top three, and Monty Williams will win it. Now, to the rookie of the year, I feel like the intro may have foreshadowed something, but we'll find out.
Yeah, so these they've already been the confirmed three finalists, Mobley, Cunningham, and Barnes. Yeah. I think every single person is going to have those as the top three, but there's definitely, I think this year more than any other year, all the awards other than one, which we'll get to later, are pretty much wide open for the taking amongst 3, 4, even more people. But yeah, they're definitely the top three. I personally have Mobley winning, mainly because I think his defense this year has been absolutely incredible. We've seen him guard 1 through 5 really for most of the year. They do like this zone defense thing where he plays at the top of the key, and it's just something that you don't really see 7-footers do much. So he is my number one. Obviously, he tailed off a little bit towards the end of the year, as opposed to both Cunningham and Barnes, who picked it up a little bit towards the end of the year. So Mobley's dominance is a little bit out of people's memory, but yeah, I think the season as a whole, he was better than both the other ones.
Yeah, this award is certainly based on perception and what you watched for most of the year. They're the three candidates. But just before I do select the winner, it's a little harsh for Josh Giddey, who was out with injury. Jalen Green had a late flurry. Chris Duarte started off hot. So the rookie pool is extremely broad, and the NBA is a bright future.
100%. I think there's like 20 rookies that have had like genuine minutes for teams and played like serious roles. So definitely one of the better draft classes as far as depth that we've seen for a long time.
So you've gone with Evan Mobley. I don't think Cade Cunningham will win, and that's only because he played less games than the others. I've enamored at his gameplay all year, but Scotty Barnes and then Evan Mobley, apart from the last few weeks, have been durable for most of the year. I'll go with Scotty Barnes just to be different. I would have said Mobley, but just to go against you, Zave, I'll go with Scotty Barnes. He's been great all year for the Toronto side, led them to the 5th seed. Well, not led them, but they have a few players, and he's definitely a contributing factor.
Yeah, for sure.
6th man, I feel like this should be pretty obvious.
Yeah, so I spoke about this one. I guess I hinted a little bit at this one. I said all the awards have been so close and so tight, but this is the one that hasn't been. I think 100 out of 100 people should pick Tyler Hero in this award. He's averaged, I think, more points off the bench than anyone, and he's playing such a serious role for the Heat. So I spoke about it on our TikTok about the playoff predictions. If you haven't seen that, probably go and watch that. But yeah, he has the ball in his hands a lot. He scores a lot for them. He initiates a lot of offense. He's been far and away the best 6th man in the league this year. The other two, Kevin Love in his old age, he's had a little bit of a resurgence in his career. I think he's been really good. And then I'll probably go with Kelly Oubre maybe, but yeah, I think there's a massive drop off from Tyler Hero to anyone else.
I don't believe it will be unanimous just because it rarely is, but I have Tyler Hero, Kevin Love, and Cameron Johnson for the Suns. And obviously, I do have Tyler Hero winning, and he's the primary option for the Miami Heat, the 1 seed going into the playoffs, which is an extraordinary feat for a third-year player. He had a little slump last year in his sophomore year. His stats were still improved, but he has just taken that extra step and been so efficient.
Yeah, I think your first sentence sort of summed it up as to why he should win. He's the number 1 option on the 1-seeded team. Yeah, he's far and away the 6 Man of the Year winner for me.
Now getting into another contest, who is your most improved player?
So my finalists, I have DeJounte Murray, Darius Garland, and my winner is Ja Morant. He was really good last year, averaged 19.1 points and 7.4 assists, but he's up the points to 27.4, so that's like 8 points per game more. And then he's helped Memphis to improve a lot as well, from I think they're an 8 seed last year to maybe a 4 seed this year. So both Memphis and Ja Morant have come leaps and bounds. Ja Morant's 3-point percentage has gone up a lot, over 4%. His 2-point percentage is up 4%. Effective field goal percentage up 5%. So free throw percentage up 4%. So he's scoring a lot more and a lot more efficiently as well. So he's my most improved.
Now, Save, I'm not sure whether or not you caught what Draymond Green had to say the other day about Ja Morant being a most improved candidate, but he said that Ja Morant is an MVP candidate and he doesn't think that he should have the accolade of a most improved award.
Well, I think that's why he is the most improved player. Like last year, he wasn't even an all-star, and this year he is he honestly is an MVP candidate outside of only playing 57 games and his team playing so well without him. He's been incredible all year. So yeah, he's definitely far and away most improved for me. And he would be in my all-NBA teams as well if we do get to those.
If he was not to win this award, would you be amazed, or would you accept the fact that it's probably because he has the sheer talent to be an MVP?
I'd be shocked because I think, as I said, I think he has been the most improved player. But there are other players that have improved a lot, like Darius Garland, 17.4 points last year to almost 22 points this year, and he's another one that made the leap to being an all-star and took his team to the playoffs, and they would have finished even higher this year had Derek Allen not have been injured, had Colin Sexton, etc., not been injured. So I think he's another one that's improved a lot. And I wouldn't be totally surprised, but I definitely do think he should win it.
All right. Well, I have Miles Bridges, Jordan Poole, and the ultimate winner, Ja Morant, as my top 3. DeJounte Murray, Darius Garland would definitely be up there. But again, you mentioned them, so I had to give the credit to some other players.
Yeah.
To the DPOY.
So my finalists, Rudy Gobert, Bam, Marcus Smart. And then I want to give a massive shout out to Draymond as well, because he was, I know he's been campaigning himself for him to be an all-star, but not an all-star, the DPOY this year, and he's won it before, but I don't think he played enough games, only 46, so it's tough to give him that award. But I think the first half of the season when Golden State did have the number 1 ranked defense, I think he was far and away the leading contender, but then obviously he did get injured, so I don't want to give it to him, but the other 3, they've all been incredible. I think, honestly, I'd probably give it to Bam, because I think he's flexible. He can guard multiple positions. But I think there's another one that's really tight. Like you add Giannis in there. Mikal Bridges is another one that I'm sure a lot of people are going to have in there, if not winning in their top 3. So it's a really close one. I'll probably give it to Bam, but honestly, I'm not too sure.
I have gone with Mikal Bridges, Rudy Gobert, and Bam Adebayo, which I know might sound ridiculous. I don't have Marcus Smart, I don't have Giannis, but there's just too many to pick from. And Mikal Bridges, he was first on the DPOY ladder. They announced that earlier today. And Rudy Gobert, Bam Adebayo, the interior defenders, Giannis as well. But I feel like interior defense weighs a lot more than perimeter defense. because once the perimeter defense is passed, it's all up to the interior. It might be a 2-on-1, 3-on-1, and they just have so much responsibility. You've seen the backlash Rudy Gobert has received this year, not only from his cohort, but all of media, and he's been a little disrespected. But I am going to give the DPOY to Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I really like that pick because it is a regular season award, so a lot of that backlash is about how he got dragged out to the 3-point line in the playoffs last year. He can't guard guards, etc., etc. But I think Kurt Goldsberry from ESPN, I think he posted some stat like maybe halfway through the year, but it was about a percentage of shots that go in when the person is the closest defender under the ring, and Rudy Gobert was like 20% less than any other player in the league. So I think he's far and away the best rim protector in the league, and it's obviously shown by the fact that he's won multiple DPOYs already, and you voted him to win this year. So, yeah, I do really like that one.
Yeah, I think interior defense is more of a burden than perimeter defense, because not only do they might have to switch out to the perimeter, but their main role is to protect the rim. But Rudy Gobert, 73.2% was his field goal percentage this year, and he has broken the all-time record. So while we're on topic of Rudy Gobert, I feel like we should congratulate him for that. It's an amazing feat. So now the big award, the award that headlines everything, the MVP. And I would not be surprised if we again had different candidates or outstanding players for this.
Yeah, 100%. It's another award. As I said, they're all so close this year. There's a lot of candidates from a lot of different teams that could have made it, like 5 or 6 that had genuine cases. But I think the top 3 are probably going to be very similar in a lot of people's cases. Mine were Giannis, Joel Embiid, and Nikola Jokic. And I've given it to Giannis slightly. So I think I had Joel Embiid winning it most of the year. But then Giannis played Joel, and Giannis played better. Giannis got the win. Giannis got the game-winning block on Embiid. And he really picked it up a lot towards the end of the year. So I'm probably going to give it to Giannis, but with not much conviction. I think all 3 have been incredible.
And if we could extract a portion out of the year, DeMar DeRozan would unequivocally be the MVP. We'd have LeBron up there, and we'd also have Ja Morant, which I alluded to before. That
I think Stephen A made a case for both Devin Booker and Chris Paul at times of the year. Like, their team has been so good. So I think they deserve some recognition too.
I do want to reflect on Chris Paul just quickly after this, but Giannis, Nikola Jokic, and Joel Embiid are my top 3. And I have Nikola Jokic winning it back to back. He has been beyond influential. The 6th seed for the Nuggets without Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray. So that is my selection. But Joel Embiid, I think it might have to be one of the best second-placed seasons of all time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think as I said so many times already in this episode, like all the awards have been so close, and obviously we picked a lot of, on a lot of the awards we picked different options. Yeah. I can't even argue with you over any of them. Obviously, if you didn't pick Tyler Hero and probably Ja Morant as well for most improved, then I could have argued with you over those 2. But all the other ones, you could pick any one of 2-3 options, and like there's nothing I can say. Especially DPOY Rookie of the Year MVP. Pick any of them, you can't go wrong. So
but Chris Paul, is there anyone or anything that he just does not improve?
Yeah, I was looking at stats. Every team he's gone to, first year he joined the Clippers, first year he joined the Rockets, first year he joined OKC, first year he joined Phoenix. They had improved records. And then I also saw he set franchise records for wins in all 4 of those teams. So, he's been incredible for a massive period of time now. Just the way he picks apart the game, runs an offense, it's really, really impressive. And I think we're all looking forward to seeing him do it in playoff time. So it's just before we finish, it's ironic you mentioned stats, because if you were to delete stat or statistics from an MVP case, he would undoubtedly win the MVP, in my opinion. Without stats, did you say?
Yeah, without stats in terms of improving teammates, the team's performance overall.
Yeah, he'd definitely be right up there. Like, I think last year he averaged 14 something points. So, I mean, these guys we're looking at, in Embiid, Jokic, and Giannis, they're averaging like 30 points each. And
Yeah.
Chris Paul, who's been an all-star, it was incredible, and he's averaging 14.7, and we still talk about him.
Exactly right. Yeah.
He's been
the best floor general that I've seen for quite some time. Any other NBA chatter that you'd like to briefly touch on, Zabe?
Definitely not anything on the Lakers. Don't really want to.
Okay. I was going to question it, but we can talk about it some other time.
We can talk about it if you want. I mean, obviously they were really, really disappointing, but
how about this? I'll put a proposal out there. We will have our own episode in the off season on the Lakers and how they can restructure, reassemble, and regather for a new and improved season in 2022, 2023.
Looking forward to it, especially the improved part.
Sounds good. Thanks you everyone for watching. Again, 200 subscribers. We cannot thank you enough. I'm glad that you're all enjoying the content. Be sure to look at the links in the description. Not only are they NBA related, they're AFL related. Get your footy beanies, STS.podcast, and AFL Supercoach for any advice. But we hope you enjoy. It's a little bit of a switch up. We finally reached the NBA. We only do a few per year, but we all follow it extremely closely. So I'm glad you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Perfect.